This is the story of Iyana Sawyer.
She disappeared, and now we're getting an update from a relative of this pregnant Jacksonville teenager, Iyana Sawyer.
We want her back. We just want her to phone home, call her mother, call her aunties, call someone.
This is a photo of the 16-year-old girl last seen at her school, Terry Parker High.
We need to know that she is okay. We want her and my niece brought home safely.
The aunt also told us on the phone when the teen did not get on the school bus December 19th, her sister became worried.
When she disappeared, Sawyer was 5 months pregnant with a baby girl. Her aunt also tells News4Jax that Sawyer already had a name picked out. The aunt spoke with News4Jax reporter Destiny McKeever, who's joining us live. Destiny?
Joy, I have been speaking with several family members, Iyana's aunt included in those family members, and she says she is hoping desperately for her niece to return safely. Despite little information coming from police, she says the family has their fingers crossed. It's been almost a month since a Jacksonville pregnant teen was spotted on this surveillance camera of Terry Parker High School for the last time before she would be reported missing. Iyana Sawyer's family says she's 5 months and planning to name her baby girl Hazel Michelle Sawyer.
I want my niece back. My sister wants my niece back. My sister is my mother. Everyone wants my niece and my great niece back.
Family members say Iyana is a straight A student at Terry Parker, and it's very unusual for her to not contact her mother. Margie Mobley says Iyana is her sister's oldest child. She says everyone in the family became concerned after she never got on the school bus December 19th.
I guess everything was normal until she got on the bus. And when she got on the bus at home, she did not see her. And she immediately notified her mom. Her mom notified her family. And we immediately started looking for her.
Mobley says Iyana seemed excited about her baby and had been attending doctor's appointments. She says the family's only concerned with Iyana returning home safely.
Welcome to True Crimes with Ebony. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. This story takes place in Jacksonville, Florida, known for beaches, art, music, and food. Sometime in early 2018, Jonathan Quiles, 38, began an inappropriate relationship with his 16-year-old niece, Iyana Sawyer. Nobody knew about the inappropriate relationship but her younger sister, and she kept it a secret to keep a close relationship with Iyana. In July of 2018, family members began to speculate about Jonathan and Iyana at a family gathering and saw the way he was looking at her and caught them embracing one another. Sometime in July, she became pregnant by her uncle Jonathan, and she kept it a secret for 5 months. In December of 2018, she told her family she was pregnant, and she told them a lie about who the father was. After that, all hell broke loose in the family group chat. One of Iyana's aunts accused Jonathan of being the father of her baby. Jonathan and his wife, Iyana's other aunt, got into an argument with her sister. Things was never the same after that. On December 19, 2018, Iyana was seen on video leaving her school at lunchtime to meet Jonathan at his job. He had her believing that they were going to run away together. Iyana's younger sister called her mom to inform her that she never got on the bus. So Iyana's mother began to call family members to have them search for Iyana. So they searched around the neighborhood and went to her school, and they could not find Iyana, so they called the police. She was never seen or heard from again. Shortly after, police spent 16 days looking for her body at a landfill. They believe Jonathan dumped her body, but she was never found. On July 18, 2018, Jonathan was indicted for the murder of Iyana Sawyer, his niece. Sometimes after that, he confessed to a prisoner and his brother that he unalived his niece in fear of losing his family if they found out that she was pregnant by him. On September 14, 2023, his trial began. On September 21st, he was found guilty of first-degree murder and sexual assault. The The prosecutor is seeking the death penalty. However, the jury recommended life in prison.
Life in prison without the possibility of parole.
A Jacksonville jury recommended life in prison for the man accused of killing his own niece and her unborn child after raping and impregnating her. We brought you that decision live on Action News Jax at 5, and new tonight, the family of the murder victim, Iyana Sawyer, is responding to the jury's recommendation. I'm Tanika Hughes.
I'm John Bachman. Action News Jax. Annette Gutierrez is live in front of the Duval County Courthouse. Annette, the family says justice was finally served.
Yes, it was. Iyana Sawyer's family says whether it was the death penalty or life in prison, they're just happy to know that Jonathan Quiles is off the streets and suffering consequences. Now, as I mentioned, the death penalty was on the table, but after about an hour and a half of deliberation, the jurors made a unanimous decision to recommend life in prison without the possibility of parole.
It's very overwhelming, but it's a very joyous feeling. This has been almost 5 years coming, and justice has finally been served.
After more than 2.5 weeks, jurors in the Jonathan Quiles murder trial officially finished their duty. Last week, Quiles was found guilty of all charges, including 2 counts of first-degree murder in the raping and killing of Iyana Sawyer, who was his 16-year-old niece. She was pregnant when she was killed in December 2018. Investigators never found her body after they say Quiles left it in a dumpster. But today, they unanimously recommended Jonathan Quiles be sentenced to life in prison instead of the death penalty.
We, the jury, find Jonathan Quiles should be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Iyana Sawyer's aunt, Paula Dixon, said they will never have closure, but they have comfort knowing Quiles won't be able to do this to anyone else.
So are we satisfied? Completely. His death will do nothing for us. It won't bring our loved one back. It'll never cover what we cost. So he can live the rest of his life knowing that he did not get away with what he did to our family.
Nobody won in this case at all.
Quiles' defense lawyers say they respect the jury's decision and realize Iyana Sawyer's family won't ever be the same.
The victim's family has to go through this with no one and knowing that they've lost their loved one.
Sawyer's family is still grieving and are asking for privacy and prayers, but they are thankful to everyone who helped in this case.
There's no words that we can express to show our gratitude for what everyone has done to bring justice to.
October 2nd, 2023, he was sentenced to 2 life sentences.
On all 3 counts of the indictment, the only difference being that the jury found you guilty and made a finding of that you discharged the firearm. As to count 1, you're adjudicated guilty of that offense. You're sentenced to life in prison with a 20-year minimum mandatory as required by Florida law. You have 1,537 days credit. As to count 2, you're adjudicated guilty. You're sentenced to life in prison. You have 0 days credit. Count 2 is consecutive to count 1. Count 3, the sexual battery charge, you were adjudged guilty. You're sentenced to life in prison. Count with 0 days credit. Count 3 is consecutive to count 2. Count 3 does carry surcharges of $201, $151, and $151 as required by Florida statutes. State, anything else you need to add?
Just that he is designated a sex predator, does need to be on the record, Your Honor.
I did sign the order designating him a sexual predator. It will be filed with the clerk's office today.
And that is all, Your Honor. Thank you.
Defense, anything from the defense?
I pray that the family will find her one day and get some type of closure. May she rest in peace. Until next time, stay safe.